Uber comes, Uber giveth, Uber taketh. Let's talk about what Uber is changing and taking away from drivers that is infuriating them yet again. Will Uber ever learn? My answer is probably not. Hey everyone, my name is Chris and welcome to the Rideshare Guy. And today we're going to be talking about some changes that California drivers are going to be seeing when it comes to driving for Uber. And it's a change that they've already modified, taking away the ability to see what the destination and the upfront pricing is going to be for drivers to make informed decisions. Drivers have been using that knowledge to make better informed decisions whether to accept a trip or not. Now, Uber made a slew of changes that they had given drivers back a year ago when AB5 was on the table, but because of Prop 22, they took all those changes away, which gave drivers a better opportunity to go out and make money, and they were deemed more independent contractors at the time. But because of Prop 22, well, it didn't matter anymore. So they took all of those changes away, except for what was defined pretty much in Prop 22, and then they modified what the destination and the amount that the driver could expect to see, where it would only show and pop up 4 times every 30 minutes. But no, that wasn't good enough for Uber. They had to switch it now. And that is, now you have to have a 50% acceptance rate out of the last 10 trips. So if you're getting trips and they're not worth it to you and you cancel, well, after you dip below 50%, you will not be able to see that information until you get over 50%. And this has drivers really furious when it comes to the changes in California. Now, this is a major problem because there's a driver shortage already. So Uber, why would you be taking away these things that are keeping drivers on your app? It's better for them all around. So the question is, will you be shooting yourselves in the foot? I guess time will tell. But either way, let's get into what the new change is and what I think it's ultimately going to lead to very soon. So let's look at the email that Uber sent out. And it goes, "You told us that seeing upfront price and destination helps you make informed decisions," which it really does. You know that information and you can see, is this ride going to be worth it for me based on my location, based on the pickup location, and what I'm expecting to make? Well, that is a great piece of information to know whether it's a good ride or not. And then it goes on and says, "We're committed to providing this information." Question is, for how long? Even if other ride-share platforms do not. However, we need to make a change to how it works to improve the app's reliability and to make sure you get more trip requests that are closer to you. That I have to disagree with when it comes to what Uber is saying. The reason why further trips are coming in, meaning if you're a driver, you're online, and all of a sudden you see your trip request come in that's 22 minutes away or 28 minutes away or 15 miles away or whatever it is, that's because there's less drivers on the road overall. And it has nothing to really do with the app's reliability. It has to do with supply and demand. There's a lot more ride requests coming in than there are drivers on the road. They're trying to take away these changes and say that it's going to increase the app's reliability by hiding information from you so you don't know if it's a good ride to take or not. All right, and then going on, it says, when drivers decline trip requests, those requests go to drivers who are farther away from the pickup location. Well, yeah, they're trying to get it from the closest to the furthest. So, you know, that's the thing. If you're giving a ride that's not good to begin with, well, you know, maybe you should be rethinking a couple of things here so then drivers are more apt to taking rides, like maybe bringing back the multiplier that drivers can set for their own rates. Just an idea. As a result, pickup times for drivers in California have increased 56%. Starting today, we're making change to the trip request screen. So again, this is a problem that is happening because they're taking away some of that information if you fall under 50%. So what it's going to look like, it says you'll always see fare, destination, and distance if you accept 5 of your last trip requests. Your last 10 trips don't reset if you go offline. You'll pick back up where you left off. So they're building that in. So if you go offline and you come back on, well, you still got to make sure you're above that 50% threshold. Don't worry, if you lost upfront details and want to see them again, just start accepting your next few trip requests. Even if they're really bad, you still got to accept them in order to get that information. You'll see upfront details again once you've accepted 5 of your last 10 trips. You'll be notified in the app when you're 1 trip request away from losing upfront trip details and when you are 1 trip request away from regaining upfront details, so you know what's going on. And here's a kicker. Cancellations count as declined trips. If you're not ready for trip requests, it's better to go offline than to cancel or decline trips. You'll stay eligible for upfront details. Also, help other drivers get matched to riders more quickly. Well, the problem is when it comes to cancellations, it's not always on the driver. There are other issues. And it could be no child seat, underage riders. It could be too many people in the car, not wearing masks. It could be a whole slew of reasons why drivers have to cancel. Uber is also going to add a little tab on the home screen for drivers to be able to see exactly how many trip requests they're at when it comes to declining, canceling, and not being able to see any information. So how it's set up, it says you can easily track your trip requests and monitor whether or not you're able to see upfront trip details in your app. Tap the fare icon at the top of the map screen and swipe. You'll see a card similar to the one below, and it says the number you see on the card is the number of trip requests you accepted out of your last 10 trip requests, and the number is going to update to reflect the status of the last 10 trips. So as you can see, you're green golden if you take 5 out of 10 or more, and if you don't take that 50% threshold, you don't get to see that information anymore. Before, it was 4 rides every 30 minutes. So if you declined more than 4 rides in 30 minutes, you would not see that information, and it would reset every 30 minutes. So it wasn't too bad because most of the time you're probably going to get 4 requests in that half hour and you'll be okay. So you'd be able to see the information. But drivers are still being able to take advantage of that because they were able to have it reset every 30 minutes. Now it's based on the last 10 trips that you took. Now, my whole thing is I really believe that this is gearing up to have it step back even further, and they're going to continue blaming it on the fact of they want it to have the app's reliability versus you having that information as a driver. And then the worst part of it all, at the very end, it says, thanks for your patience with these changes. We provide a reliable experience on the app for both drivers and riders as California reopens. So they just want to take away some information so you don't make informed decisions and take every ride request that comes in. And now, like I said, drivers are taking to Reddit to post a lot of their frustrations as well. So let's just highlight a couple of comments there. Right here, it says they would have a higher AR if they just paid a decent minimum fare and mileage. If pay goes down, packs have to wait. Can't have it both ways, Uber. And then they said, again, these are literally games. What kind of business is this? Sometimes you get info and sometimes you don't. That is messed up. Another comment goes on and says, another reason tell Uber, well, and then response to that says, I hope this company gets replaced and burns to the ground. And this right here is what I do think that Uber is going to go to very soon in California, because it seems that they're going that way. And it's right here. It says, welcome to the rest of the country. Oh, no, wait, you still have it better. We have to maintain 85% acceptance rate over 30 days and have to be gold or higher. Y'all were babied, and now you can't handle the real world like the rest of us deal with. Now, that is very true right there, because the rest of the country and all other markets do not have that unless you have an 85% acceptance rate in gold or higher when it comes to the amount of rides you have in order to see this information. Now, it should be all markets would have that information regardless, and it would be better because you can make more informed decisions behind the wheel instead of running a charity. We're supposed to be running businesses, right? All right, and the last comment we'll go over real quick when it comes to Reddit. And if you want to see what other drivers are saying, just check out the Reddit pages because they're furious about it. So it goes on and says, this is so that they can guarantee that 5 out of every 10 rides they send you will be absolute BS rides. Consider yourself an employee. There is no way you're an independent contractor under these circumstances. And then it says, in response, currently 8 out of 10 are. All right, now let's hear what you have to say. So we're going to start first with California drivers. California drivers, what do you think about these changes? Is this going to impact you driving with Uber? Meaning, will you stop? Will you turn on other apps? Did you expect this? And do you think that this is going to just pretty much then fall in line with the rest of the country, and where they make the change yet again to say that, well, we're going to take it away and you have to maintain 85%? Or do you think that they're going to step it down even further? So share your thoughts from California. And for the rest of the country and world when it comes to driving for Uber, these changes that Uber is making, what do you think? Do you think that this should be all around the rest of the country where you're able to see that information, you're able to make better informed decisions, whether it's going to be a good ride or not? Meaning if it's coming in 15, 20, 25 minutes away, you want to know if it's a $3 ride or not. You want to know if it's going to be a $50 ride or not. That would make a better informed decision on whether that ride is going to be worth it for you or not. So what are your thoughts on this? Please comment below. If Uber makes any more changes to the driving app when it comes to California, where they take it away to be rest in line with the world, or if Uber actually makes a change for the better and gives more information to drivers across the country and the world, we'll make sure we post updates anytime there are changes to the app. So make sure you subscribe, ring the bell for notifications so you won't miss any of those changes. All right, everyone, drive safe.